conquista tutto. L'amore conquista tutto.
Hey there, it's Curly here, and welcome to the Unfiltered and Undiscovered podcast, and this is our 46th edition. We've had a short turnaround this week, and we've got a packed studio, as you can see. We've got almost a full band sitting here waiting for us, but we could have a night of chaos, or we could just have an absolutely fantastic night. But before we get started, let's introduce my co-host. We've got Braggy there. Now, Braggy, the test has been won. Australia's one up in the series.
I love it, mate. How good was that?
Certainly.
I love sticking it to the Poms.
I hope our guests love their cricket, because there's no doubt there'll be a couple of cricket.
Not too much cricket in Argentina, I wouldn't think.
No.
I'm still learning this.
But last week's show, Braggy, we had a lot of great feedback from people around the last show, around the digital and the social media, and helping bands get discovered. So that was a real positive thing.
That was a fantastic show. I learned so much being an old guy on how to deal on social media and I think she had some great advice there. Just keep it simple, stick with the format and you can do the best.
Yeah. And also,
she was really, really knowledgeable.
That authentic bit, I think, was really critical as well.
Yeah, be yourself. Yeah, don't try and be someone else. Just be yourself and get the people to engage. Which actually I noticed on our guests tonight. Later on, I'll talk to them about their Facebook page. They did exactly that on their Facebook page, asking people what songs they want them to play.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
So, just the only bit of news, of course, we've got our Sunday show, our Sunday session this Sunday, the 19th of December. Going to be a lot of fun. We've got people registering for it. We've got 2 live performances. We've got Braggy and we've got Jeff Allen from Brisbane, who are going to be trundling out some acoustics. We've also got, I'm pretty excited about this one, Braggy, we've got a sip and yoga session during the afternoon. Yeah. So that's going to be
fucking hell, Tony. The stuff you come up with.
Wine and yoga. So that's the Sunday show. So that's our final show for the year. And so we'll talk about that more at the end. So I've got to say, Braggy, Brisbane's really setting the standards on this podcast. And we've got another Brisbane band. They've been sitting here patiently as we've wandered into this podcast. So let's welcome Brisbane band, the Tailor Made Rejects, to the show. Recently, they released their first single, Fading Colours, and we'll get into that a little bit later. We've got Zac, who is the drummer.
Yep.
And we've got Zac, Alex, who's the lead guitarist. So welcome to the show, boys.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And big congrats on the song, mate. Fading Colours is a cracking tune.
Yeah. Talk about
Thank you.
Upholding the tradition of Aussie rock. It's just, I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. So to get the ball rolling, tell us a little bit about this name that you've come up with, the Tailor Made Rejects. Where did that come from?
Ooh. Alex, you want to do it, or do you want me to do it? This is a long story. You go first, and I can answer. Yeah, okay. So it kind of goes back to when we first started the band, when Ryan, our singer, who's unfortunately not here with us tonight, he was just left his last band, and he was putting together a new group after having a bit of time away from the music scene. And so he hit myself up first, and then he was like, cool, I got a drummer. It's the hardest thing to get in Brisbane. Now we got to move to whoever else we can get. And he wanted friends at first, so he got myself and he got Nathan, our bassist. And then he wanted this to be more of a solo project, so we named it the Ryan Valley Project at first. And we were cool with that. We're like, whatever, the solo project, just kind of fun. Like, Nate and I were kind of in other bands at the time. I think Nate was teetering about joining another band, but I can't remember. And then we got together. We did, I think, one time with just the 3 of us. I could be wrong. And Ryan was sending out demos of Fading Colors and another song that we're about to release. And then when we brought Alex on board, Alex was like the catalyst. Alex was like, this is a band. This is no longer a solo project. This is a group. So we had to stop and kind of get a name going. And I think Ryan said Tailor Made Rejects because we're a bunch of really good musicians that have all been kind of kicked out or left other projects before and
kicked out of other bands.
Yeah, I'll admit it. Yeah, we've all been kind of kicked out of bands. Myself, Brian, Nate. I'm not sure about Alex, but that's his to say. But we've all been around the scene for a while, and yeah, we're all really good musicians. So Tailor Made, and then we're a bunch of rejects because we've just been thrown out a lot, and then we all kind of came together and formed Tailor Made Rejects, and the name stuck. And
I love it when that band, because you guys would have been in lots of bands as well, and you always sit around thinking of a name, but the best names always come from a real situation like that.
Yeah.
You know, something that just
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And it's just stuck, and yeah, love it.
Yeah, look at that.
Good name.
I always thought that it was a little bit long, and then I just I love it.
Yeah, no, I was the same. I thought it was long too, but
I love it.
no, as you say,
Yeah, they grow on your names, don't they? They grow on you.
Yeah.
So
That's a good name.
it's a great name, and with this collection of sort of rejects that have come together to form this really great band, how does all the musical influences of all the people in the band, how does that gel? Because I mean, we're looking at Alex here, and Alex is from Argentina, and I'm guessing some of your musical influences are going to be different to what Ryan's or Zach's or Nate's is. So.
It's very different. It's very different because we all have really different musical backgrounds. Zach likes punk, for example, punk rock. Ryan likes more alt rock. I like more metal, and we do a whole mix. For example, Nathan likes really, really heavy.
Yeah, like everything extreme.
Yeah, I noticed you guys are tuned down there. You got a low D there, and most of that. Well, in that song anyway.
In C sharp.
C sharp. Really. Oh, even lower. Okay.
No, drop C.
Yeah.
The thing is that we don't make heavy music. The thing is that we sound in the way that we sound is because we play in a low key, but with the same, let's say, way that you play music that in E standard.
Yeah, well, it's
so that makes it different to really low heavy music.
Yeah, you guys are tuned down, but Ryan's vocal is way up there. Man, he's got a great voice.
It's like a glam rock vibe.
He's got some big lungs.
When it meshes to this lower tuning, it really works and it really stands out.
Yeah, and you got a little bit of the double kick going there as well, so it's a little bit of the heavier. But it's like doesn't sound heavy to me.
Little metal elements throughout, but like we're not a metal band. But then there's like little punk sort of elements, little alt bridge, little glam elements. Like we kind of pinch from everywhere and just slot it in perfectly, and no one notices.
In the end, we're going to play the song soon, but in the end, you guys sound like an Aussie rock band to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear Grinspoon in there. I hear, in your sound, so I like it.
So when we talk about that background of music, so Zach, you were talking that you're more into punk. Who were some of the bands that influenced you?
Oh, so Green Day, first off, my entire family's a huge Green Day fan, so I grew up listening to all of Green Day as we went through, and then like I listened to a lot of Offspring when I started playing drums, and then when I moved from Offspring, I did a little bit of like Blink-182 and Sum 41, and then I started doing like the Who and Ramones and Clash, so I kind of went.
Wow.
So I kind of did
came back a couple of decades.
Yeah, so I did like I don't want to say my generation's punk, but my group of people's punk, and then we went back and then learnt what they did. So
yeah, you did that that second generation of punk with Green Day and all that, and then I guess you went, well, where the fuck does this come from?
Yeah. Ramones. That's not what is that? That's not a shirt brand.
You know something? I saw the Ramones 4 times.
I heard it every time it says that. I'm so jealous.
So do I. I hate that too.
No, yeah, like I love Keith Moon. Like I think he's a brilliant drummer. Going back to the Who, and when I learnt them, and then I learnt like Nico from Iron Maiden, and then from like my dad's influence, and then Motley Crue, and I did all of them. So I kind of did the second generation of punk, and then I went full circle and learned a lot. Like Steve Adler from Guns N' Roses, and Rick Allen, I think it is Alan from Def Leppard as well, influential.
From Def Leppard, yep.
So I like to hear these different things, but even then, like you go to another side of what I listen to. I listen to like a lot of pop as well, so I like to listen to what those percussion or drums or what the beat is in a pop song, and be like, well, how is this getting everyone moving?
Well, if you think about Green Day, I mean, Green Day is their lyrics and their melodies, especially, are really pop, really pop melodies. That's why they're so good. Alex, I want to ask you. There's a pretty heavy culture of heavy music in Argentina, isn't there? Because I see a lot of film clips. A lot of heavy bands play at those massive stadiums with those crazy freaking crowds you guys have there. Like I see AC/DC play there, and you know.
Yeah, in fact, Argentina is a Latin country, but because we have a lot of influence from Europe, we don't make Latin music. Argentina is a rock country, and from rock to metal, also from there, everything. So the influence, my main influence is rock music.
Yeah, of course.
I don't listen to Latin music. You know, everyone thinks that because I'm Argentinian, I listen tropical music, those things.
Yeah, every country has their traditional music, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Except maybe Australia. But
one day we'll discover it. Interesting. Alex talked about the Ramones. I had the opportunity to go see the Ramones, and I didn't. So
Tony.
So I'm So that's one of. It's interesting when you talk about if you would go back in time and see a band in the past. You know, part of my regret is that I never actually got to see the Ramones. They played East Leagues Club here in Brisbane and Festival Hall back in the day, and I was actually up in Townsville at the time, Tave. So I'm catching up with someone like yourself. Now, guys, everyone gets a gig on the songwriting credits on Fading Colours. Is that right? The song was written by all four of you?
Yeah. Like Ryan kind of gave the formula, and then when he started demoing it to us, we just were like, well, I want to do this instead. I want to add this instead. So he gives us the structure, and then we add our part to it. And we talk about the structure and stuff like that.
Did Ryan write the lyrics?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's the background behind the song? Talk me through, because I've got the lyrics up here, and to me, I'm sort of reading in that it's a positive, but it's a negative sort of a scenario. So walk me through what the song's about.
The song's kind of got like this weird narrative story of like this couple, and I don't even know how to describe it. Without Ryan here, I could be butchering his idea and story, but I know he wrote this in between this band and then his last band, so he was just writing for the sake of writing, and this was just kind of something in between, and he loved this, and this was the sound he wanted to go with, and I guess you're kind of right with like the whole like love-hate kind of feel of it, because that's probably the emotions he was kind of drawing on, but there was like this story. And we wanted to like adapt this for like the music video, but like, you know, we got bigger wallets in our head than what we actually have. But like, we wanted like the story of this kind of couple, but they're not really a couple, and they both kind of die in the end, and their blood is the fading colors on the pavement. So
basically, it's the fading of a relationship with someone.
That's much better.
It's not literally with a person, and it's representing
so like
the stages of the stages of that relationship that is about to crash.
That was
at high speed. That's why your blood is on the highway. That says in the chorus. And we wanted to represent more of the meaning of that song in the cover art. That is showing that it's not related to a relationship, because in the car, if you check the cover art, you don't see people. So we wanted to represent that abstract meaning of something fading and about to crash.
Yeah, so like I guess he's in that band before, and he's kind of left. And I mean, we all know playing in a band is just like, it's like being married to, you know, four, 5 other people, and it's always shit goes down. You love it so much, but then you hate that. So I guess like that love-hate relationship you get. You hate that breakup.
But even just mentioning there's a couple in this song, it's given me a lot more meaning straight away, because I can see that. So, all right, why don't we put it on, shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's put it on.
Insane, unrequited, true love is never found. Through hate and obsession, your models got you the wrong way round. In time, you'll see that you were in your own way. Drive fast, don't think your blood along the highway. How to feel like fading colors now in a world too cold. The pain of living just freezes out. Does it feel like fading colors now? How does it feel? There's love under pressure. Need to come back down to earth. Your life and aggression is only ever gonna make things worse. In time, she'll see. Just sit and let the speed take your mind. Don't think your blood along the highway. How does it feel? Like fading colors now in a world too cold. The pain of living just freezes out. Does it feel like fading colors now? How does it feel?
Yeah. Woo!
I tell you what, you boys are showmen.
It hits you in the face.
Yeah.
Go on.
Alex, you've got
got a bit of-
some
bit of cult to it
classic
as
lead
well, I
guitar
reckon.
stances there, my friend.
Thank you. You know, it was an intense day recording that video. It took us
8 hours.
8 hours. We played the song 24
Wow.
times. We were tired. don't know how it was started.
I don't know how we could still listen to the song after the day.
I don't know. Yeah, I think that for probably 3-4 days I couldn't.
Yeah.
Eight,
It's
But I
8
love it.
hours recording that film clip.
Yeah.
Wow.
it's a pro clip though.
Yeah, it's a good clip.
Yeah.
Except I think
Yeah.
there's too much darkness around the drummer. The drummers never get the
No.
the image that they get. It's always, well, in this one anyway.
So before Alex came along, him being the heavy metal guy, were you guys tuned that low before, or did Alex come in being the heavy metal guy and go, let's go down to fucking C sharp?
No.
No, the band started when I joined.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
okay. So it was all that.
Yeah, so
You guys were always that low, down heavy
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
So I think Ryan did it. Ryan's voice just kind of works with that tuning, so he doesn't have to like
Yeah.
strain or go too low or go too high.
Yeah, but he's still up pretty
Yeah,
high
it's-
though. You know, it sounds
Real
it's-
high, but yeah, it's just better for him to sit with. And yeah, when he
it sounds
discovered
great.
that, he never had a chance in other bands. So his 2 other bands or 3 other bands, I can't remember. They never played in that tuning, and he was
Yeah.
like, "This is where I want to be." I remember him saying that to me ages ago. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So not really.
Yeah. You're always there.
I remember when I was again with him.
Yeah.
Just to start doing something, and start showing. He asked me, "Are you okay tuning in drop C? Because I prefer drop." Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
And now we are even talking about changing tunings just to be a little bit more dynamic. But the thing about his voice, which is high,
Yeah.
and drop tuning.
Yep.
Helps you to stand out in the mix.
Absolutely.
Because you have the whole music
Yep.
on a low key, and you have on top vocals. And vocals are the most important thing.
Of course.
And-
Yeah. And there's a couple of little harmonies in there. Any of you guys singing that, or is he just doing that with him? Just he's singing harmony with himself on the record.
No,
just like him.
Ryan sings some harmonies?
For that song,
Okay.
yeah, it's just him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got in the film clip. It's got that little bit of a Queen aspect where you
Yeah.
get the faces in behind and Baramouche, where you do the fandango.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the harmonies were awesome. And really added a layer to the song that just sort of encapsulates what the whole song. And you've got that whole kick where you start. Where you shift it up. Like, I'm not a muso, so I'm not talking drop C, I'm talking from a punter here. But you get this real kick moving into the choruses of the song. And I just think that it's just a really smooth song, the way that it's structured. So, well done. Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Spot on.
you very much.
Spot on, Tony. You're spot on. What was I going to say? Oh, so when you guys play live,
Yeah.
you got the other originals you do? Is it just the one? Obviously, there must be a couple of other ones that you guys are working
No,
up.
we got,
We play.
yeah, mostly originals.
Oh, nearly all originals. Because I tried to find something else there, for us to play as well. And I saw you did like the cover of Summer of '69.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we do
You
that
take
one.
the piss, that one, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's a fun little joke. Well, it's not really a joke.
We have a lot of originals. Actually, our gigs are all originals, except sometimes we play Summer of '69.
Yeah.
And we already recorded an EP, and we are releasing singles.
Okay.
Fading Colors is the first one, and next one will be next.
April, not really sure.
We are fine-tuning
Yeah.
the date,
Yeah.
but it'll be around February, March.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your strategy is about putting singles out bit by bit and then building into an album?
Yes. Yeah. Well, an EP that is already recorded. We have five
Oh, wow.
songs
Okay.
recorded. They are just ready to release, but we want to release two singles and then the EP.
Yeah, and I noticed you got DistroKid, which is the same people that I used as well to put my stuff up there. It's really simple, really easy. That's the best thing about living in 2021, man. How easy it is to get your music out there.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's so good.
So what's the name of the next song then, Zach?
Next song we're doing is Ghosts of Paradise. next song we're about to drop.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's logical
That's an interesting
if people see us live. It's like the second song we play in all our sets, so it's like, oh, yeah, it's the second single.
Okay.
Interesting title. We're going to have a chat to you guys when it comes out again. So, are you gigging a lot at the moment?
Not over Christmas. Got a bit of a break.
Not over Christmas. We closed the year because this 2021 we played, I don't know, 18 gigs or something like that. We were gigging a lot, and we played last one. What was it? 1 week ago.
Yeah, we played 2 in the first week of December. It was it was like the 2nd and the 4th, I think it was, and then that was it. That was us closing out. But we played like something like 10 or 8 gigs within like 11 weeks or 12 weeks or something. It was just back to back, and we were just none of them were really planned. They were all like last minute gigs, and we just like jumped on, got messages, hey, can you join our gig? Like, yes, like
That's a good music scene though. If you can play, if you're an original band, you can play that many gigs.
Yeah.
You know, around Brisbane.
COVID times, I guess. Like,
yeah.
Jesus.
And are you guys into the car scene as well? I know I saw there somewhere you played like some car show or something. Is that right? Or did I see that? Or did I get that wrong?
No.
No. Oh.
We played like a skate
Maybe
park,
I don't.
not a car scene.
Okay. That's 4 wheels.
We played a skate park.
Which is really fun.
Oh yeah, that music. Yeah, the skaters would love that shit.
Yeah.
Wouldn't they? Yeah. That's perfect.
It was a really good game.
It's crazy, like playing the drums and you see like a kid basically like flying in the air 3 meters, and you're like, Jesus, is he okay? Like.
Hey Tony, we're going to have to do a show sometime where we talk about the different gigs where people play, because some people you get gigs at strange places.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that one, the skate park, wasn't an easy one because it was so windy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it wasn't easy to hear what you were playing, or what, the other guitar was playing, and the sound was like,
all over the place.
Yeah. It disappears when you're outside and it's windy, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't easy.
And the bass goes nowhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, new song in February, March, and then the world's your oyster. Do you, if the borders open up, are you looking to tour around Australia or go overseas, maybe Argentina?
At home?
Why not? We are planning. We are planning to. We are thinking about doing something like that. But at this moment, we are already booked until
June, I think.
June.
Oh, truly?
June 2022. Yeah, we have around how many festivals? I think 4 or 5.
Maybe 5 if we go next year.
Already confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just back to back, really.
That's great.
It's
You guys are the hardest working. You guys are the hardest working band we've had on so far, I reckon.
we are pushing hard because we love playing live. You know, if a band is alive, it has to be out there playing.
Of course.
It's funny you say that because like we chat every day. We try and practice once a week. And if we're not practicing, we have like an online meeting like this. Like we're constantly throwing out ideas. We got like a group chat with a photographer, a group chat with our videographer, the guy that did our music video, who's doing our next one, and it is like non-stop. Like every week, we're like trying to chat something up, trying to talk ideas.
That's great.
So yeah, this week is you guys. So.
It's the only way to get better, isn't it? And get your name out there is just to keep doing it every day.
Yeah. And just keep putting your name out there, and keep doing what you're doing. Obviously, with your socials, you wanted to check in on the socials, Tave.
Oh yeah, I just saw they had a little thing and they say, what songs do you want us to play? And I just remember that from what was the lady's name last week? Chantel, who said, engage with your audience. A good thing is just put something out there saying, what songs do you want us to play? So it's a back and forth. You're not just posting pictures of yourself. You're getting them to be involved. And I just saw that on your website, on your Facebook page, and I thought, that's fucking... These guys are all over it.
We do a lot of work on that.
Who does most of that? Do you have someone who does that, or?
Alex.
I do.
There you go.
Or if they have an idea, they tell me, and we figure out what to do.
Yeah.
But
We'll get
There's
filtered
probably
and
an
then it's all
opportunity.
into Alex. So.
There's probably an opportunity there for Alex to get some side income and teach other people in musos how to do it.
He's out. We're locking him up. No one's getting him.
It's funny. It's funny when it comes to the tech side of things in the band. Usually, if you've got a keyboard player, it's the keyboard player. He's the tech guy. So, but then if you don't, it must fall to the lead guitarist.
yeah.
He's
But,
got.
you know, I'm an IT guy.
Ah, there you go. Perfect.
It's easy.
Excellent. Well, guys, you're going to have to put up with us now just for a little bit before we sign off. As I said, Braggy and I do a little thing around our record collections. Braggy, do you want to go first or me?
I think your turn to go first.
All right.
Isn't it?
So this is a band that I love. And it's the old Painters and Dockers. And once again, we try and do the songs in relation to, what we know of the band. So I figured this was a nice little thing. Painters and Dockers, one of the best bands ever to see live. Seriously, just loved them. I think the lead singer...
Of course, they got their name from the notorious
Painters and Dockers,
union, who worked on this docks in Sydney and people were known to get cement shoes and end up at the bottom of the harbour. I've forgotten is it Paul Stewart, the lead singer? But I think he fought testicular cancer just quietly, so hasn't been in the greatest of health. But I saw him only recently, and when I say recently, probably 4 years ago. So still going around, cool,
which is
cool old band. I went for these guys. I saw that they were influenced by. They listed it as one of their influences, and this is the first pressing I've got of the Fooey's. But the coolest thing about this album, it's the first pressing. I've still got the stick-on tattoo. So it's the tattoo. You can put it on yourself.
Are you thinking to?
So that's
Put it in, or...
that's a first pressing, that one. So
wow, that's
amazing.
happy with that.
So what would that be worth these days, Braggy?
Oh, that'd be over $100.
Yeah,
for that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Being a first pressing, they just keep going up. That the Fooey's will just keep going up in price because of Dave Grohl and because of the connections to Nirvana, obviously.
Yeah. And
cool.
It's we love our vinyl, and as we said last week, it's really interesting. We've treasured our record collections, and our CD collections are just all fucking all over the place. It just we just don't have the same connection with a plastic.
I've still got them.
Yeah,
I've still got them, but
mine are in boxes in a storage shed. So and that's where they stay. Unfortunately, a big thank you to Zac and Alex for joining us tonight, guys.
Thanks, boys.
Cracking song. I hope it's doing well for you on Spotify. I hope you've earned yourself a carton of beer with that anyway. So that's a cracker of a song. Wish you all the best moving into the future. Looking forward to your next song. What was it called again? Ghosts of Paradise?
Yeah, Ghosts of Paradise.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I'm intrigued by it already, so I can't...
Sounds like it's got a bit of a Queensland theme to it there, up in Paradise.
Ooh,
Maybe. Ooh, no, just guessing. Hey, one thing, Tony, we've got to remind people listening is that because we'll put these boys' song on our playlist.
Yep.
And make sure when you go to Spotify, you like their song.
Yep.
You got to like it. You got to like it, and you got to follow
the
as
band.
well. Same with on the YouTube thing as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
It helps so much.
Yeah. So, and if you follow the band, once you've gone to our playlist, of course, you'll obviously get notified when their new song comes out, which will keep us all in the loop. So,
and that's an extra 0.5% they'll get from Spotify.
Absolutely. So, join us this Sunday for the Christmas show. It's going to be a cracker. And then we kick off 2022 with a Queensland music icon, Mick Madu, on January 13. Mick's from Screaming Tribesmen and running around at the moment with Mick Madu and the Mesmerizers. So really excited about that particular show coming up in January 2022. Once again, all our episodes are on our website at unfiltered and undiscovered.com. Follow us on our socials on YouTube and Facebook. And as Dave was saying, we've got our Spotify playlist. All of our bands like the Tailor Made Rejects are in our Unfiltered and Undiscovered playlist. So please check them out. And as Dave says, follow the bands. Don't just listen to the playlist. Like and follow the bands. We've also got the covers that we did 2 weeks ago, the Undiscovered Covers Uncovered. That's in a playlist. And, of course, we've got our protest songs. Another great show. Once again, a huge
Thanks, boys.
shout out to the Tailor Made Rejects. And thank you so much. And we will see you all on Sunday at our Christmas show. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Conquista tutto. L'amore conquista tutto.